Okay, so this video is for the replacement of the main charcoal evap canister for a 2008 Honda Accord EX. So I've already done the job. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to review everything real quick for you guys, kind of the nitty gritty. You have to remove the back seat. Okay, there is a little clip here that has a U-bolt on it. You can just pull these clips forward, the back seat pops up. There is one 10mm bolt, okay, that you got to pull off. You do not have to pull off the seat belts. So the cover for the gas tank, because you're going to have to drop it down, you need to just turn these to the side so they fit the slots. Simple Honda electrical clip right here, pull that off. This compresses, pulls off. Make sure you have two like Ziploc bags with the intention of wrapping them up. I used a couple of rubber bands, one on each side. Again, you are dropping the gas tank down to replace the evap charcoal canister. Next thing you got to do, you got to take this off. It's real simple. Remove this little bolt right here, Phillips screwdriver, take off the cap, put in a very clean rag so no debris gets down inside. This pulls straight out. This whole unit comes with this. You got to kind of like twist it up and then pull out. Inside, there's one 10mm bolt that is on the shaft here. It attaches to the top of the body here, and then underneath there is one little push clip that holds the bottom in. Obviously that fell out. I had that in, and I'm glad I saw that, because I'm going to the Honda dealer to get a couple of these. So that one pulls out, and at that point that gives you enough room that you can pull the gas tank down. You don't need to pull it the whole way down. Okay, so the next thing you're going to have to do is the rubber hangers for the exhaust. These little bad boys, you're going to have to pull all of these off. This one right here, this is the rear of the vehicle. There's one right here, you got to pull that one off. And then way down there, there's it's either one or two. I think it's two. Yeah, there's two. One there and one there. My finger's pointing on top of those. That will allow the exhaust to lay down. Then you can move it to the side of the vehicle while you're doing this. So this is the evap canister right here. I'm going to replace the straps today. That's the reason I'm under here, and I decided to do the video. The straps did not come in on time when I did this yesterday, so I'm going to go ahead and replace them. It's going to be a pretty quick in and out. You can see what you need to do. You need to do this when you drop the gas tank down. I would get a couple more of the jack stands, so you can put one on each side of the tank. That way, that's a safety net. Let me just show you before we get into this a little bit what you got to do. So there are a couple of bolts here. These are all 10mm. Everything you do is 10mm with the exception of the gas tank straps, which are 14mm. Okay, so one here, one there. There's, let's see, one up there, you can just see it right there, and then there's one there. Then the evap unit is held down in reverse. Okay, so the bolts come down from the side. You cannot pull these bolts out while it's on. You have to pull these off while it's off. There is one here for this. There's multiple connections that you'll pull off. I'm not going to go over these because they're pretty self-explanatory. When you do get this unit, there are 3 O-rings that come with it. 2 of them go on this unit here. You're going to pull this Basically what it is it's the purge valve. There's 2 O-rings. The larger one goes up here, the smaller one goes here, and then there's a really tiny O-ring. That one goes on. It's one of the sensors up here inside. I can't actually see it, but you'll be able to figure out when you pull it off, because you have the new unit doesn't come with that. Again, this one here, so there's 3 of these upside down bolts that holds the evap canister to this. You can see that I didn't replace this, because when I went to the dealer they wanted $160 for this, and I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So I used the old one. Obviously you can see that I put never sees on every single bolt in here. So when you pull the gas tank down, okay, you're not actually going to pull it the whole way down. What you need to do, and this is the interesting part, you cannot, it looks like you can pull this unit straight down, but you cannot. You have to drop this gas tank down, okay, basically to this point right here. What you have to do, I'm going to show you the back side of this. Okay, see all that? It looks like a honeycomb right there. Okay, so what that's going to do, this side is going to literally turn in towards the gas tank, okay, and that honeycomb section is going to fit right to this point, and there's just a little lip on the side, okay, over here on the, you can't see it, would be on the top side. It's kind of like this lip right here, except on the other side, and that literally just fits over top of this. So again, when you pull this off, it twists like this. This front part twists towards the gas tank. The back side twist down like this towards this hanger attachment here, and it just slides over. And believe me, it is difficult to get it off. It took me quite a while to figure this out, but once I figured it out, it was pretty easy. The gas tank, you need to remove 2 shields. One on the driver's side, again all 10mm, there's just a couple of bolts. And then one on the passenger side, this plastic piece right here. And that's pretty much it. You just drop this thing down. I would suggest replacing the gas tank straps. You can see this one, it's pretty rusted. They're both really rusted. So they were, I think, $55. I bought them from, one of the major auto parts stores. This is one thing that I wouldn't mess with. I would just go ahead and replace them. The bolts are already, off. Everything, you got to take them off anyway, so just do that. Again, this unit where it's holding up the evap canister, dude, for $160, forget about it. Okay, so this is the editor's note section of this video. Basically, the biggest challenge you're going to have with this job are the rusty bolts. I would suggest going to the dealer and getting all of the bolts necessary and have them present and ready to go. I actually took 3 days to do this job. The first day was 2 hours-ish. That was pulling out all of the rusty bolts, putting the new ones in with some never sees, just getting everything ready to go, kind of checking everything out. The second day I did the job. It took me roughly 5 hours. It was pretty straightforward, as you saw in the video. Then the third day wasn't really part of that job. It was indirectly. The gas tank straps didn't come in on time, so I had to put everything together and then put those on when they came in on that third day, which, it didn't take me that long. It took me an hour and a half. It would have been better if they would have been present, but if you're gonna do the gas tank straps, which again I highly recommend, make sure you have everything there, that way you can just get it all done. You could probably do this all in one day, but be prepared for these rusty bolts, and I'm telling you, I spent 2 hours and I was sore the next day. It tweaked my body because you do not want to strip those heads off those bolts, so take your time. And believe me, you're gonna have some fun.